Hi, my name is Rob Mackley and I am the Managing Director at Redbox Web Design, and you are watching this video all about creating a website brief to allow you to get quotes for your website. Now, this is designed as a website brief, not a full website spec. So the idea is that once you've completed this, you engage with a web company who will then take a more detailed brief and usually go through some kind of discovery session to find out more in depth about your requirements. But what the detail in this template should do is give you enough information to pass to a web company to be able to come back to you with a quote and a timescale to create your website. So there's 14 items that are really useful for your web company to know, and I'm going to run through these now. The way the template is set up is I've tried to put as much detail in there as possible that you can remove that if it isn't relevant to you. So that should just make it a nice quick exercise. So obviously pop your logo up the top, just makes it look more professional. Once you're done, remove the text in orange. I've just put that there as a note. Leave this bit, it's just talking about confidentiality, and make sure you enter today's date. So start off company overview. Although your web company will want to know a little bit more about you once they engage with you, at this stage, just give them an overview. So we want to know a bit of history, how long you've been trading, where are you based, who are your customers, what's your unique selling point, and what are your plans for the future, how much are you looking to grow, any kind of expanding markets, things like that. Just summarize it in a simple paragraph, and that should be enough. Item 2 is the purpose of your website. So it's really important for you to understand what you actually want a website for. A website can be for generating sales, which is the most popular one. Some people, it's just adding credibility. So maybe you already have a sales team and they just use the website as a resource or a kind of backing up, almost like a business card on a website. For some, it's communicating your expertise. Others, it's kind of customer service. So really explore what the purpose of your website is and let the web company know. This will make a big difference. For example, if the purpose of your website is to generate more sales and you want to do this by achieving a page one Google ranking, then that is a completely different website to if it's just there for a customer service tool. Measuring success. So all good web companies should want to know how you're going to measure success of the website. So let them know what it looks like. How many inquiries are you expecting this website to generate? Where do you want it to appear in the search engines? Just let them know what your kind of expectations of success look like, and they will be able to tailor the website to try and achieve those goals. Target audience. It's really important to understand who your target audience is. It's no point designing a website for people who aren't your ideal customer. So if you don't understand who your ideal customer is yet, then have a think about that and try and communicate this to your web company once you've kind of got an understanding of who they are, what their kind of hobbies are, where they hang out. You know, are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Facebook? And this will help with the kind of overall marketing strategy that is put into the website. Moving on to item 5, have you got an existing website? This can make a big difference to the web project. If you're starting from scratch, if it's a new company or you haven't got a website yet, it's usually a longer process to create a website because you're creating something from scratch. If you've got an existing website and you're happy with some of the content, some of the images, then some of it can be reused. So let the web company know all about your existing website, what you're happy with, what you're not happy with, and the domain, what your current website address is, and who manages that domain. It's all information that will help get the website live. Moving on to number 6, design. So you may have a real clear vision of what you want the website to look like, and you'll be able to give examples of this, or you might be looking for a lot of input. If you can let your web company know where you kind of sit with design, it gives them a better indication of what you're looking for and how kind of involved the design process is. Item number 7, pages and navigation. So The size of a website will have a big impact on the cost of the website. So have a think about the pages, think about the menu structure. So as a standard website structure, you can see here, this is for a service business. Perhaps you've got 3 or 4 services, and as standard, you'd have a kind of about us page, meet the team page, things like that. So have a think about what pages you want. And at this stage, you're only kind of making these suggestions. Your web company, once you engage with them, may suggest other pages, or they may suggest an alternative sitemap. But the idea is just to give them an idea of, is this a 5-page website? Is it a 20-page website? And what are those pages going to contain? Next, moving on to content. Who's going to write the content? Are you going to supply it to the web company? If you do you need them to proofread it, or do you just want them to do all of the content for you? So just let them know what your ideas are with this, and just remove the relevant items from the template. Functionality, so loads of functionality that is available on websites. Some of it depending on what systems they use. So at Redbox we use something called WordPress. WordPress has a lot of inbuilt functionality for us to quickly set up a blog, photo galleries, inquiry forms, things like that. So kind of have a list of essential functionality and maybe nice to have functionality. Some of it might be cheaper than you think. So just have 2 lists, and that will help them produce a quote based on the functionality that is essential and also the nice to haves. Item 10 is the call to action. So what is your call to action? Explain to the web company what you want the customer to do once they're interested. So they've looked at your website, they've kind of got all the information they want. What are we doing now? Are we asking them to call us? Are we asking them to request a callback? Does it need to link to a booking system? Is it an online shop where they can buy something? Or is it just them sending an inquiry or an email? If you decide what your call to action is, put it in your website brief, and then your web company can make sure you get the correct call to action. Ongoing support requirements. You may not be very technical and want the web company to handle all changes and support. Make sure you let them know if that's the case. If not, if you've got maybe you're quite technical, or you've got your own hosting, and you're not going to need that much ongoing support. Obviously, that will be a lot cheaper than if you need regular support. So just let the company know in the brief what level of support you require. Number 12, project budget. So it's an obvious question. How much have you got to spend on the website? Most reputable web companies won't try and rip you off. So do try and give an idea of the budget you've got. A lot of companies are now offering pay monthly options for websites. So just let us know how much of a budget you have for your website. You can then get the best possible website for that budget. Deadline and timescales. So is this a rush job? I mean, most customers just want their current website as soon as possible. If that's the case, then just let them know in the brief. If you have got if you're writing your own content and you can have all that ready, then usually the process is a lot quicker than if you are having to write the content yourselves. So just let the web company know what your timescales are, and they can quote accordingly. And finally, point 14 is point of contact. So just let us know who the main point of contact is for the website, just so they know who they're going to be dealing with, and they can obviously send the quote back to the relevant person. So that's it. Really simple to fill in. As I've said, the bullet points there's lots of options. The idea is you go through this document and you just remove the ones that aren't relevant to you. There is a supporting guide that explains things in a little bit more detail if you want to, for example, understand the purpose of your website a little bit better, and we go into more detail in the guide. So have a read of the supporting guide if you need to. If not, just edit this document, save it, and send it to your web company, and they should get back to you usually within a couple of days with a rough idea or a written quote of what the website is going to cost. So that's it, how to create a website brief in under 10 minutes. I hope you found that useful.